All right, good morning, Guy Labelle, CEO of XXIX. Want to wish you congratulations for completing that $6 million financing, just closed it last week, and then we followed it up with a news release talking about uses of capital, how we're going to allocate that money, put it into the ground, issue a PEA on the Opemiska, and of course, drill on both programs. You're up on site this morning in Chappé. How are you today?
I'm very good, thank you. And it's sunny and cold here.
Sunny and cold already. It's still winter or still summer.
Yes,
my God.
Yes, sir. Yes, we raised $6 million in charity flow through. Half of it allocated to Quebec, half of it allocated to Ontario. In Quebec, first let's start with the PEA, which is ongoing. Things are progressing well. We have a lot of flexibility in the way that we're approaching the extraction. And, this is giving us a lot of things to look at in terms of throughput, timeline, grade, I would say the grade profile. What is certain is that given the high grade zone that we have, there is a definite opportunity to mine the high grade at the beginning. So no matter the scenario that we're considering right now, one thing is in common, so all those scenarios is that we have a very rapid payback in all the runs that, we've done to this point. I mean, it's not final, but, this is shaping up as a constant in everything that we're simulating. It's giving us a rapid payback no matter what. The PEA is due mid-October. And there's everything right now is pointing to the fact that we're going to stick with that timeline.
Okay, good. So for those who are just catching the story now, we published an updated mineral resource statement a little while ago. The report is now published on CDAR. It's about just under 140 million tons at about 0.7% copper equivalent, with the vast majority of that being copper. We've always said it's the highest grade undeveloped copper open pit in Canada. The resource obviously going to be tighter than that. What's material, I guess, since our previous update is that we got that strip ratio, significantly down. I think that's going to be really, really important to the economics. But look, everything I've seen looks really good. Delivering it October, we'll be in town delivering it to the townspeople. I think that are one of our primary stakeholders and shareholders there. So that's going to be exciting.
Yes. What is important in what you just mentioned about the strip ratio, it's what's new compared with last year is that we now incorporated two different types of mineralization. The high grade zone that we've been talking about for the past 5 years, but now those zones we define the surrounding or the stockwork that envelop those high grade zones. And that material, albeit it's lower grade, it's still, economic grade at 0.42 copper equivalent, which is, at 450 copper, it's equivalent to $40 US ton of rock. So that's ore. And that's just the game changer and permits us, give us all that flexibility that we're considering right now in terms of operation.
Absolutely. It's going through the mill and getting paid as opposed to the waste pile and then just being an expense. So that's material. But let's transition away from the PEA, but stick on Opemiska. We've got the Cooke Drill Program, which is the third mine of what was the Opemiska Copper Mine Complex operated by Falconbridge. All of the resources today, the 140 million tons we talked about, are just on the Springer and Perry, so mines 1 and 2. Cooke is mine number 3. It's about 2.5 kilometers away from the existing conceptual open pit. And the other differentiator is that it's a gold mine. It was, whereas all of the mines there were copper mines with a gold credit, the Cooke was the inverse. It was a gold mine with a copper credit. And we're putting basically our first real drill program as a company on this project. And I believe it's starting pretty soon. Give us some context, Guy.
Yes. So, like you said, everything we've been talking about for the past 5 years was, concentrated on the Springer and the Perry mines of the former, Falconbridge operation. Cooke, like you said, was a gold mine. It was mined underground. The the historical grade was 5 grams per ton to the mill. And funny enough, the copper byproduct was 0.6% copper, which, anywhere else would be a mine.
Not bad.
For an open pit, I mean, not for underground, but for an open pit. So the mine stopped, everything stopped at the same time. And basically the crown pillar is still intact. And it is about, the two zones are 700 meter in length. And it's been mined only in the center. So we want to test the crown pillar. We want to see if there's a possibility to define ore grade material in terms of grams per ton that we could bring to a mill that would be already built and paid for, in the Opemiska division, Opemiska pit. And that would be just an add-on gold mine to the project. And, it is a 5,000 meter drill program, with the flow-through share that we raised this month. And the first pass will test the crown pillar on the full extension of it. And we'll see from the compilation result, if there is gold and if there's something we can do with this. I mean, I'm very optimistic that, as everything else that we've touched in Opemiska, this thing, we'll cross our finger, but it will show us that, the gold is there. I mean, we've got all the indication, we've done all the historical compilation of what was drilled before by Falconbridge, and we have, very high expectation on what we're going to find there.
And so, of course, we've got a lot of historic data too. So this is not some shot in the dark. We have a good understanding of the primary zone. We think there's a secondary zone. And just for context, again, we're looking to create open pittable material out of the Cooke. Again, like the other mines used to be underground. We see opportunity, particularly the crown pillar, to mine that and grow the resource at the Opemiska project as a whole.
Exactly. This is the plan.
And that's starting in November, so that's good. We got a lot of news flow coming out of our Quebec operation with, of course, the PEA, which is going to be significant, and then news flow from drill results, which everybody likes. Now shifting gears. Yes. XXIX owns two wonderful assets. The second, of course, and it's newer to us, is the Cherry, and just sort of set the table there. We've been doing a lot of work, what I call unsexy work there. Work that we've done on the Opemiska, which is data. We love historic data, brownfields environments. The Cherry, like Opemiska, was operated back in the day. We acquired the database and spent a lot of time validating, digitizing, and forming new interpretations. And we have new interpretations. We think it's going to be much bigger than the nameplate resources exist, but we got to go out and prove that with the drill program. So talk a little bit about Cherry and our plans on this drill program coming up.
Okay, so Cherry, there is two ore bodies of interest. One was the one that was actually mined underground. We call it K2, and there is some compilation work that has been done and still ongoing as we speak. But the real interest is K1, which has just been mined to a test pit. But really, the zone is 1.4 kilometer in strike length. The resource, the QP resource there, date from 2011, plus or minus 1 year, and they stated 54 million ton at 0.38% copper plus nickel and PGs. However, post the technical report, let's see this way, the number of junior company that held the property put some drill hole over there at depth from time to time. And basically this is, it was not included in the resource, obviously. And when we start doing our compilation work of all the information that, was available on the property, and, like you said, the unsexy work, undressing the data totally and building it up again within our new vision of what this project is. One of the facts that jumped out is that the grade of every metal in the drill holes data increase with depth. So if you make trenches of 200 meter vertical in the K1 zone, the grade of any metals between 200 and 400 is always higher than, on the same section that what it is between 0 and 200. And this basically points on a grade gradient with depth. And we need to test this concept and this model by drilling, down to 600 meter on a few sections, and we're going to patch some of the holes that, holes, some of the undefined zone in the 1.4 kilometers, but basically a very nice drill program, high expectation at K1 in January. Prior to this, we'll do some geophysics on the site to update our geophysical understanding and the geology of the ore-bearing zone that we know exists, especially between the two ore bodies. But as we speak today, without drilling one single drill hole on K1, we see much, multiple of the QP tonnage that was stated, 15 years ago. We see multiple of this. We don't know the grade yet, but it's clearly, and it's very wide, between 150 and 300 meter in horizontal thickness, very appropriate for open pit mining. Like I said, very happy to have this project with us today.
Yeah, me too, Guy. It's a real sleeper. Nobody really knows Thierry. Certainly, very, very few people understand it. I think the understanding will be unlocked with this drill program, which is beginning shortly. I think the key message is there. We have a totally new interpretation of Thierry, which is not too dissimilar to what we've done to Opemiska. They modeled it based on sort of veins, but in between the veins, we found unsampled core, and we sampled it, and it carried. That totally is a game changer in terms of tonnage. Also, what is of note is that we have our expert QP on this. He says the mineralization is consistent, so it's actually homogeneous, which is nice. And then finally, you're a mining engineer, you'll appreciate the dip, and
Yeah.
that this is what 50 to 55 degrees sloping. It makes it nice and easy, low strip,
It's perfect
right
dip.
at surface. Yep. So look, Thierry is really, really interesting. It's sort of our sleeper surprise project for us, and we're very happy to move it forward. And yeah.
And on top of it, there is an underground project 3 kilometers away that fully developed in terms of underground infrastructure that needs to be recompiled and looked at and add on the big open pit eventually.
Well, absolutely. And we're just talking about stuff that we know. Okay, so the K1 and the K2, we know those exist. We've got the high grade underground is 1.6% copper plus nickel plus PGE. We don't even talk about that, but just talking copper numbers, it's right there. It was mined. There's a huge amount of resource, 25 million tons, I believe, left. And that's beyond where we're going to put this drill program focus on. And we're not even talking about the riddles that this project presents and how we can find something new. We absolutely, aside from what we know and what I would define as lower hanging fruit of just defining our new concept, we might find some game changing stuff, in particular in between these two deposits.
Absolutely in betweens. And don't forget that, south of us, there is a company finding gold, and east of us, there is a gold ore body too. So that the whole claim block that we own is very interesting in terms of the geological model that can develop out of it. I mean, we're concentrating on what has been known since the 70s, but there's recent find right now that, at $3,000 or for $3,500 gold, I mean, the views to the rest of the property.
Okay, well, Guy, let's wrap it up there. Great update for me and for the shareholders. I appreciate it. Again, congratulations on that financing, which is the oil that runs the machine that we can pump out news flow. I participated. You participated. Great price. I still can't believe the market cap on XXIX. I think it represents the best disconnect between price and value. Certainly in my portfolio, it's just... I think we could be a really successful next 12, 24 months. I'm optimistic. So good luck, Guy, and we'll see you when you're next time you're in Toronto.
Thank you.